Good morning, all of you. I hope that all of you are doing well. Let me welcome you all to my SS class. Today, we are going to study our first chapter. Do you know what's the name of our first chapter? All of you look at the board. Medieval World, Centers of Power. That's our first chapter. Before entering the chapter, I am going to discuss some points you have studied in your lower classes. Okay. Then I think in your 6th standard, you have studied the same topic, Medieval World, Centers of Power, not India, Centers of India. Have you studied that chapter? Yeah, okay. So, 6th standard you studied that chapter. In 9th standard, you are going to study what are the conditions of world in the medieval period. 6th standard you studied what the conditions of India in the medieval period. And you know, from which year to which year medieval period? Lower class studied that. From which year to which year? Or sorry, from which century to which century? Anybody know? No idea. Okay, listen here. It is from 8th century to 18th century. 8th century to 18th century. But it is the condition of India. In different parts of the world, medieval period changes into different centuries. Today, we are going to study the medieval period not from 8th century to 18th century. In the condition of the world or different parts of the world, the medieval period started in different centuries. Clear? So, here we are going to study the medieval period starts from 5th century. 5th century to 15th century. Okay, CE here also. C means Christian era, or we can say AD. So please note this point in your notebook. So medieval period in different parts of the world starts from which century to which century? From 5th century to 15th century. Okay. Then another point you have studied last year, that's on 8th standard. You know that early human beings, they started their life from in the forests. And they spent most of their time in forests and they used stone weapons as their important tool like that. Then they started some settled life in river banks. You studied that. Then after that you studied about Janapada and Mahajanapada, etc. And in this chapter we are going to study the formation of empires in different parts of the world. First of all, we can take what was the condition of India in the medieval period. In 6th standard, you studied different empires who ruled in India, and at that time, Delhi was the seat of power. Can you remember that? Which were the famous emperors who ruled in India? Yes, what's that name? Okay, very good. First one, Sultanate period. You studied that. Different sultans ruled in our country and they established the empires. The next one, yes, you please say. What's that? Okay, very good. Mughal emperor, or we can say Mughal dynasty. Okay, listen here. So in India, these are the two important empires existed during the medieval period. So which are they? First one, Sultanate period. Then after Sultanate period, we can say Mughal rulers, they established their own emperor. Clear? So these are all the points you studied from your lower classes. And here in this year, we are going to study the important empires formed in different parts of the world, in different continents. Then do you know which are the important continents? How many continents are there? How many continents? Okay, there are 7 continents. Then can you name them? Yeah, please say. First one, Asia. Then next one, okay, Europe. Next one, yes, loudly say. Okay, very good. Africa. Next one, okay, South America. Next one, yes, North America. Then over. Yes, loudly say. What's that? Okay, Antarctica. Then we can count how many continents are here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is only one more continent, which is that? Yes, loudly say, Australia. Very good. Then do you want to see the pictures of each continent? Yes. Then I am going to show you that. Look at the board. You can see Asia here. You can see Europe here. Then Africa, South America, North America, Antarctica, and Australia. Clear? So, these points also you studied from your lower classes. And in this chapter, that is medieval world, the centers of power, we are going to study the empires formed or originated, especially Europe, Asia, Africa, and America. Clear? Europe, Asia, Africa, and America. These are the important continents we are going to study, and which were the dynasties formed during in this continents during which period? Medieval period. So that we are going to study here chapter. Then do you want to know which were the important dynasties formed in different continents at that time? Okay, I am going to list out here. All of you look at the board. Okay, all of you look at the board. First one, Roman Empire. Next one, Arab Empire. Next one, Ottoman Empire. Next one, Mongol Empire. The last one, Mali Empire. All of you please note this in your notebook. So these are the important empires we are going to study first chapter. Clear? So please note. Okay, now we are going to study more points about Roman Empire. So I am going to rub all other parts. So listen here, Roman Empire was the largest empire than other all empires. Okay, so you know that our country is a very big country. So our Prime Minister can't control different parts of the country. So our country is divided into different states. Then again states divided into different districts like that. So for the convenience of administration, Roman Empire was divided into two. Which are they? First one, Eastern Roman Empire, and the second part is Western Roman Empire. Okay, listen here. Roman Empire was the largest empire during that period. So for the convenience of administration, Roman Empire was divided into two, which are the Eastern Roman Empire and next one, Western Roman Empire. And this division is done by famous Roman Empire Diocletian in the 4th century. So please note this name, Diocletian, who divided the Roman Empire into two, which are the Eastern Roman Empire and Western Roman Empire. Clear? Now we are going to study what are the important features of Eastern Roman Empire. Then after that we can study Western Roman Empire. Clear? So I am going to rub this. Listen here. Eastern Roman Empire, the famous ruler was Justinian. The famous ruler was Justinian. He was very famous not because of his war, but because of the some particular activity done by that person. That means he codified the Roman rules into a particular, we can say particular model. Okay, so that a particular type of or codification of laws is known as corpus juris civilis. Very important point. This question will ask for your exam, so please study this very well. So what's the importance of Justinian? He was the famous ruler of Eastern Roman Empire, and he prepared or he codified all the laws of Roman Empire into a particular type or into a particular system, and that particular system is known as corpus juris civilis. Okay, then so one point you studied here, the important ruler of Eastern Roman Empire was Justinian, and another important point, the capital of Eastern Roman Empire was Constantinople. Constantinople. You have heard in your lower classes the importance of Constantinople. Okay, so it was the capital of Constantinople. This Constantinople is also known as another name. It is known as Byzantium. Byzantium. Clear? So because of this empire is also known as Byzantine Empire. Please note, Byzantine Empire. So these are the important points you must study about Eastern Roman Empire. So once again, the Roman Empire was divided into two by a particular ruler. His name was Diocletian. Which century? 4th century. Okay. Then the important features of Eastern Roman Empire. The famous ruler Justinian. Then that person is very famous because of the one activity he had done. What was that activity? He codified the rules of Rome. The laws existed in Rome in the earlier times. So, another important point, Constantinople was the capital of Eastern Roman Empire, and that Constantinople is also known as another particular name. It is known as Byzantium. So, because of this empire is also known as Byzantine Empire. Clear? Can you follow me? Okay. Now we are going to study some other points about Justinian. Now you know what is Corpus Juris Civilis. Corpus Juris Civilis is the codification of the laws by Justinian. Then we can classify these codes of law into three parts. First one, the code. Second one, the digest. Third one, institute. So which are the three parts of Corpus Juris Civilis? First one, the code. Second one, the digest. And third one, the institute. Clear? Okay. Now we can take what's the importance of the code. So remember, it contains the old laws. The old laws of Rome. That means already there were some rules existed in Rome, and that old laws include the code. Okay, so Corpus Juris Civilis has three important parts. First part is the code. It includes old laws. Then we can study what's the importance of the digest. It includes the opinions of jurists. What's the importance of different jurists about the laws prevailed in Roman Empire? That includes the digest. And the third part is institutes. So what's the importance of institutes? They were small books. If anybody wants to study the laws prevailed in Rome, we want to take, or you can take the books, not the code or the digest, but you can search by using institute. Okay, so we can say there were small books about law. Clear? So these are the important activities of Justinian. So once again I am going to say what's the importance of Justinian. He was the famous ruler of Eastern Roman Empire, and that person is very famous because of he codified the rules of Rome, and that codification of laws is known as Corpus Juris Civilis. Then we can classify that Corpus Juris Civilis into three parts, which are the first one the code, second one the digest, and third one the institutes. Then what is the importance of code? It includes the old Roman laws. Then second one, what's the importance of digest? It includes the different opinions of the jurists about the laws prevailed in Rome. Then third one, institute. It defines or it includes we can say there were small books. By using that, we can simply study the rules existed in Rome. Clear? Now I am going to rub the board. Please note this in your notebook. Now listen here. the Eastern Roman Empire started to decline when Justinian died, or after the death of Justinian, this empire starts to decline. That's one reason. Another important reason, you studied that Turk people conquered Constantinople. In your lower classes you studied. Can you say which year? What's the answer? No, that's not correct answer. Anybody? Okay, very good. Say loudly. What's the answer? Yeah, 1453. This year you must study very well because it has an important, so great importance in the history of the world. So during this year, 1453, Turk people, they conquered Constantinople. They conquered Constantinople, or the capital of Justinian's country, or we can say Eastern Roman Empire. So the power totally collapsed, or we can say it was the end of Eastern Roman Empire. Clear? So two important points, listen here. After the death of Justinian, Eastern Roman Empire started to decline. Another important reason, 1453, Turk people conquered Constantinople. So it was the end of Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, so I am going to wind up here. Before that, I am going to give some questions for you, some follow-up activities. So, note it in your notebook. Okay, all of you look at the board. First question, who was Diocletian? Who was Diocletian? Over. Then second question, Eastern Roman Empire, also called the Byzantine Empire. Why? Third question, who was Justinian? Fourth question, prepare a short note about Corpus Juris Civis. Over. Okay. Now I am going to stop here. Study very well. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Then next class, I will ask some question. So please prepare for that. Okay. Thank you. Bye.